Hey guys, you caught me just reading one of my favorite books here, the BX Omnibus. And it's got me thinking a lot of things recently. I know, scary. I think one of the biggest things that modern D&D has lost isn't Thaco, whatever, and descending armor class. It's that the world doesn't revolve around the players. So after recently reading BX again, I've got 3 important points I want to talk to you about. Let's go to the table.
Hey guys, welcome to the table. So recently I've been going through basic expert Dungeons & Dragons with my omnibus here, and I've just been flipping the pages and had some random thoughts that I'd like to share with you. And I really think that, there's a lot of really cool lessons in here, but I picked 3 for us to talk about today. And number 1, monsters are living creatures, not just big bags of HP that you slowly have to whittle down every time you encounter one. No. Imagine this. You open a door to a dungeon and inside are 6 goblins. Now, a modern player's instincts are just, say, roll for initiative. But no. That's not how we start things back in the good old days or the bad old days or the previous days. No, you gotta be thinking as the GM, like, are they eating? What are they doing in there? Are they injured? Maybe they have just lost some companions or something like that. Are they guarding prisoners maybe? Or maybe they're completely terrified of you, seeing you just smash the door in and standing there all gleaming white in your paladin armor or whatever. So basic D&D actually has a tiny little table that answers all this for you whenever you encounter some creatures in the dungeon. And that is here. Oh, hey, where'd that blue bookmark come from? Right here. Oh, too much. Down here on page 51 in the omnibus, or somewhere in basic, I don't remember where. We have the little monster reaction table. It's a simple little table, you grab 2d6, and with this roll, we can create. So with those 2d6, we're just gonna roll on the reaction table. And if you wanted to, I guess you could, like Shadow Dark allows you to add your charisma to these reaction rolls. So you could add that for a little bit of extra flavor in your roll, but you could just use a straight 2d6. So on a 2, they immediately attack you. 3 to 5, hostile, possible attack. 6 to 8, uncertain, and that's where most is gonna fall into, right? 9 to 11, no attack. They leave or consider offers. And 12, they're enthusiastic. So what does this allow us to do? This one roll, we can create allies, negotiations, bribery, prisoners, guides, betrayals, who knows what. But, so with this, the GM also has a little bit of, ability to kind of react with the players and kind of find out what are these creatures in here. And I really like that in my games as a GM. I like finding out what's going on. I might have placed some monsters in there as part of my little sandbox, but I don't know what they're gonna do, and I don't know what my players are gonna do. So with this little table, it's gonna open up the future of the game. They might run into friendly kobolds or orcs or whatever, or angry townsfolk. You never know. And as a GM, those surprises are a lot of fun for me and the players. So at this table, we can also prevent players from just immediately jumping into combat, right? Get rid of that. I see a monster, I attack it, I kill it. That's all they're there for, is bags of HP with some XP or gold attached to it. No, we want the monsters to kind of live and breathe. So that's going to kind of change how the game also kind of runs, which is fun. So the next little point I want to talk about in Section 2 is that in these games, the monsters or townsfolk or whatever, bandits, they don't want to die. This is where the rule of morale really fits in. And I think a lot of modern games were missing out on that, the morality issue. So if your best friend was just cut in half by some chainmail wearing knight, would you keep fighting? Probably not. You might run away or start groveling or something like that. Now in BX, it was an optional rule, but I think a lot of people used it back in the day as a way for people to get around fights. Even though you're low level, if you can get enough of them dead or kill the big boss, you might be able to get the rest of the minions to run away. Like prison tactics. Just go up to the biggest guy and punch him in the face, and then, you might live. So that's kind of the point here. You see a big bugbear and you're a level 1 party of 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, you're just gonna go up there and just knock them out, and hopefully that the rest of the minions, kind of scatter. Now there are some games, like say even my favorite Dragonbane doesn't have a morale system in it, but you can easily use the willpower system Just have the monsters roll under the willpower. If they succeed, then they're going to keep fighting. But if they fail, they're going to run away. That's a quick fix. So a lot of games like that might have some stats that you could throw around real quick, roll under. Or you could just ask the Fate Mill die. I like that too. Any kind of Oracle also works. Or you can just say, it makes sense that half the people, they just run away. And the lesson here is really, once monsters and other creatures want to survive, they're going to start acting smarter. Once they get to that level of where the morale is and they start wavering, they're not just going to fight to the death. They're going to start thinking smart, new tactics, or run away, or live to fight another day, that kind of thing.
Oh, hey guys, it's me, Rocket Punch. I'm here in my karate gi to ask you to come join the Rocket Punch Dojo. That's right, become a member on YouTube or on my Patreon. At the black belt level, you can come join me, Rocket Punch, on my cool, very own Discord channel, and you can come play games with me and my other buddies. And for every dollar you generate, helps Rocket Punch grow into a great channel of mediocrity. Coolness, being cool. And it really helps me buy more games so I can show all you guys. So every dollar is going to a good cause and not just going into my pockets. Now, temporarily, and then it goes to Free League. They own my bank account. So if you got the grit, join the Rocket Punch Dojo and be cool like these guys over here.
The third section. Stop making encounters balanced. That is not your job as the GM to make encounters balanced. Now, they should make sense, but they don't have to be balanced. Imagine this. You're just out in the world. The world is not balanced and fair for you, But you don't have to face a level 1 party against a red dragon, but you can have the red dragon as an encounter. He's hunting, he's looking for food. He doesn't even care about you little weakling people, but, it's something. If you roll these high level encounters, that could be a TPK immediately. You don't have to force them upon the player. You can just have them out in the world. Maybe the dragon is burning down a village and you're going to go to the village. The encounter, just like that reaction table, doesn't mean combat. It just means you encounter them. You don't have to fight them. You can run away. You can plead and beg for your life with them. Many other things. The key is that the world doesn't care that you're level 1, right? So in the old book, BX, you got wandering monsters per level. It's kind of like the dungeon levels. You could be a level 1 character, but you're going into the level 3 of the dungeon. And there's going to be like bugbears and carrion crawlers and harpies and living statues and ghouls and wights and all kinds of stuff. But that doesn't mean you have to fight them. You can run away. Running is the most powerful spell in BX, is run away. Also, think about this. If you're going out in the woods, you're going to run across wolves and maybe some ogres and trolls and maybe even a dragon's lair or something like that. They exist out in the wild. It's up to the players to decide if they're going to engage or not. They go in that lair, or they don't maybe go in the lair, but, party sees dragon. Dragon doesn't see party. Adventure continues. Or party sees giant. Hide. Adventure continues. Adventure happened. No initiative required. Another thing we forget about these encounters, as, say, I hear from some people who reluctantly are playing 5e, they get mad that they can't die or whatever. But I think it's an issue of just GMs don't know how to attack the player. Monsters need to be smart. The monsters are going to be just like the players. They know their monsters. They know their abilities. And those knights at 12th level, there's going to probably be a 12th level guy or 15th level or 20th level attacking them. So because they're trying to make this balanced encounter, that's why players have such an easy time. Because that game is just designed for easiness, I think. Maybe there's some good game masters out there who use that, but no, I think we need to come back to these older kind of rules. Better, maybe? Newer doesn't always mean good, So that goblin chief, too, he might have alarm bells or a spike pit or escape tunnel. Or maybe an oil keg ready to ignite. Monsters aren't dumb, especially humanoid wandering monsters. They're going to have a plan. They're going to be smart like the players. Because those monsters and humanoids, they don't have a character sheet that they're going to look upon and become analysis paralysis. They're going to act quick. And you should start focusing on your players too. If your players are taking too long to formulate something, the GM needs to just push at them, just attack. Like, dude, your character took too long, you know? You have like maybe one round you kind of give everybody. You know, you're like, say something, say something, say something. If you guys don't come up with anything by the time the last person has a chance to do something, it's too bad. You cannot, like, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to change my mind. No, this, that, the other. No, none of that. You got to go. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but, you know, that's what happens when you're talking about stuff you really like and are passionate about. But bringing everything together, you know, none of these ideas really make the game harder, but the whole point is to make the world more believable. You know, you're not just some monster there just to be attacked and killed. Oh, I killed it. Now I get a point. Oh, I go over here. I kill it. I get a point. Oh, I go over here. I kill it. I get a point. None of that. Throw that out. That's really freaking boring. No, you want to invest. You want to interact with these creatures, you know. So reaction rolls, the morale rules, and kind of having these smart monsters in these natural worlds and environments really give the players a lot of choice and a lot of stuff to work with, and the GM too. So I want to leave you guys with this. You know, old school games weren't trying to create balanced encounters. They were trying to create a believable world. And believable worlds create memorable stories. So we can sum this up as, the world existed before the players arrived, and it shall still exist after they leave or die. Oh, hey, I rhymed. So until we meet again on Rocket Punch, have a great day. Later.